Hello everyone, welcome to today's session. Today we are going to see class 12 biology. So today we are going to begin one of the most interesting chapters in biology, that is human health and disease. So before we start, let me ask you a simple question. Have you ever had a fever or a common cold? I am sure everyone has experienced it at least once. So whenever we become sick, we visit a doctor and take medicines, right? But have you ever wondered why we fall sick? And why do some people remain healthy while others frequently become ill? See, this chapter helps us to answer these questions. So we'll learn what health actually means and what diseases are and the organism that causes the disease and how diseases are spread, and most importantly we're going to learn how we can prevent them. Yes, let's start with the chapter health and disease. So before modern medicines developed, people had very different ideas about health. So thousands of years ago, famous Greek physicians such as Hippocrates and even the ancient Indian Ayurveda system, they believed that our body contained different humors or body fluids. So they believed that if these humors remained balanced, a person stayed healthy. So one of these humors was called as black bile. So according to this belief, people with more black bile, they had a hard personality and often suffered from fever. But always remember, children, see, this idea was based only on observation and logical thinking. It is not based on scientific experiments. Then what happened? Then later science advanced, and scientists they started conducting experiments instead of simply believing these old ideas. William Harvey, he discovered the circulation of the blood through many experiments, and also the invention of the thermometer also showed that body temperature had no relationship with black bile. And then all these old humor theory was rejected. Yes, so this teaches us one important thing. See, science always accepts the facts that are supported by evidence and experiments. So let's see about the modern concept of health. So today we know that health depends on much more than our body. So our brain communicates with the body through the nervous system and endocrine system. See, these systems they influence our immune system. So if a person is under continuous stress, anxiety or depression, immunity becomes weaker. So that is why mental health is equally important. So let's see the factors which are affecting the health. I'll show you. So what factors affect health? So the first one is the genetic disorders. So some diseases are inherited from parents, and these defects are present from birth because they are carried in genes. Some examples are sickle cell anemia and hemophilia. And next one is the infections. See, many microorganisms such as bacteria, viruses, fungi, protozoa, and worms, right? Yeah, all these enter our body and they cause diseases, and these are called as the pathogens. These are called as pathogens. And next is our lifestyle. See, our daily habits, they have a major effect on health, like eating nutritious food, drinking clean water, getting proper sleep, and regular exercise, personal hygiene, and avoiding smoking, alcohol, and drugs. See, all these help us remain healthy. So, according to the World Health Organization, how health is defined? See, health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well being, and not merely the absence of disease. See, this you can notice here, this definition it includes three dimensions. First one is the physical, yeah, physical well being. See, our organs, they function normally and we are free from the illness. Next is the mental well being. So, we feel happy, confident, and emotionally balanced. And next one is the social well-being. So we maintain good relationship and interact positively with society. So only when all three are healthy, can a person be considered truly healthy? Yes, yeah, it's right. And why is good health important? Have you ever thought about it? Why it is important? See, healthy people study better. Yeah, they perform efficiently, and also Because of this, what happens? Productivity increases, our country's economy improves, and people they live longer. And also, infant mortality decreases, and maternal mortality also decreases. So, health is not only an individual concern but also contributes to national development. Let's see the pillars of good health. So, to remain healthy, we should always follow these five important practices. In that, balanced diet is the first one. So, balanced diet, it provides all essential nutrients, and also it strengthens the immunity and also supports the normal growth. And next one is the personal hygiene. So, keeping the body clean and washing hands regularly, drinking clean water, and eating hygienic food. And next one is the regular exercise and yoga. It improves the blood circulation, strengthens muscles and bones, and also reduces stress and also improves the mental health. And next one is the vaccination. So, vaccination, see, vaccination prepares the immune system before infection occurs. Yeah, prevention is better than cure, right? So, they protect us against many dangerous diseases. And next one, the last one is the proper waste disposal and vector control. See, waste should be disposed of safely, and also the stagnant water, yeah, it should be removed, and also the mosquito breeding should be prevented. See, these measures they reduce the diseases like malaria, dengue, and filariasis. Then you should know what is a disease. Then see, whenever one or more organs fail to function normally, yeah, when one or more organs fail to function, yeah, what will happen? Normally, the body shows some abnormal signs and symptoms. What happens? The body shows abnormal signs and symptoms, and this condition is called as disease. And then, so what are the different things are observed by doctors? Then say they observe fever, swelling, skin rash. Yeah, these are the symptoms also experienced by the patients. And also like a pain, headache, a weakness, nausea. Yeah, so many things are there. And then types of diseases when you take, we have two. One is the infectious and another one is the non-infectious diseases. So infectious disease, they spread from one person to another. Examples are typhoid, common cold, malaria, tuberculosis, and AIDS. So non-infectious diseases, when you see, these are not spread between two people. These do not spread between two people. Examples are cancer, diabetes, hypertension, is genetic disorders. Yeah. See, for example, I'll ask you some question. You tell me. See, if your friend has diabetes, will you get diabetes by sitting next to him? No, 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 you won't. But your friend has a common cold. Will you get common cold? Yes, of course. See, here diabetes is a non-infectious disease, whereas the common cold is an infectious disease. So next, we are going to see the bacterial and virus disease. So now that we know what health and disease are, so next question, what actually causes diseases? Have you ever thought about it, children? See, can we see disease causing organisms with our naked eye? Is it possible to see it? No, you cannot. See, most of them are microscopic organisms, and they are called as disease causing organisms are called as pathogens. So here we are going to study some common infectious diseases. Yes, yeah, you should know this is very important for your CBSE board examination. Can I ask you one question? Yeah, just reply me in the comment box. Have you or anyone in your family ever suffered from typhoid, pneumonia, or the common cold? What you will say? Yeah, mostly you will say yes, right? See, these disease they may seem similar because all of them make us sick only, but they differ in their constitutive organism, and also its mode of transmission is different. Symptoms and prevention also is different. Then now, what are pathogens? The pathogen is any organism that cause disease. And what are the different types of pathogens? We have bacteria, viruses, protozoa, fungi, and helminths. What are helminths? Worms. So, what these do, these pathogens do, these organisms enter our body, multiply rapidly, and they interfere with the normal functioning of organs. And as they are interfering, what will happen? They develop signs and symptoms of the diseases. So, this is a very important thing. So let's see the first disease in this. The first disease is the typhoid. Typhoid is caused by the bacterium Salmonella typhi. Yeah. And how does it enter our body? See, this bacterium enters the body through the contaminated food and drinking water. Contaminated food and drinking water. And after entering the small intestine, it does not remain there. So instead, it enters the bloodstreams and spreads to different organs. Just tell me, see, if the bacteria spread through dirty food, what should we do before eating then? What you will do? You'll wash your hands. Yes. You'll eat hygienic food and also drink clean water. Yeah, you'll do all these things. And what are the symptoms of this typhoid? See, these bacteria, they multiply and the patient develop the sustained high fever. What the temperature will be? It will be around 39 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. And also weakness, stomach pain, headache, constipation, and also loss of appetite. And if the treatment is still delayed means the intestine, it may develop perforations which can become life threatening also. So how doctors confirm this typhoid? By the vital test. So this is a frequently asked CBSE question, children. Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you some one interesting story about this typhoid. See, this is a famous real life story. A woman named Mary Mellon, yeah, popularly called as Typhoid Mary, she worked as a cook. So although she cooked healthy, she carried the typhoid bacteria in her body. So note here, she is she is the carrier of the disease. Okay. So she unknowingly infected many people through the food she prepared. Yeah. So this teaches us that some people can be carriers of diseases without showing the symptoms. Then how to prevent it? How we can prevent this typhoid? So we can prevent the typhoid by drinking a boiled or purified water and eating clean and hygienic food, washing hands before eating, and proper disposal of sewage and vaccination. Yes. So why is this typhoid more common during the rainy season? I said water contamination, right? Yeah. So next we are going to see the pneumonia. So this is also another bacterial disease. It is mainly caused by two bacteria. One is Streptococcus pneumoniae and another one is the Haemophilus influenzae. Okay, so this organism, it affects the lungs. So inside our lungs, we know there are millions of tiny air sacs called, yes, very good, alveoli. So normally these sacs, they are filled with air, right? But during pneumonia, what happens? They become filled with fluid. Just you people just imagine now, you trying to breathe through a sponge filled with water. Will it be easy? No, no. See, when alveoli is filled with fluid, oxygen cannot enter the blood efficiently and it makes the breathing difficult. And what are the symptoms? The patients experience fever, chills, coughs, headache, and also difficulty in breathing. And in severe cases, lips and fingernails also turn bluish or gray. Why? Because the body is not receiving enough oxygen. And how it is spreading? It spreads through droplets released during the coughing or sneezing, and also spread by sharing glasses. Yeah, they glasses used by them and spoons or utensils with an infected person. Then how you will prevent this? Yes, cover the mouth while coughing or sneezing. You better avoid close contact with the infected individuals. Do not share utensils and take recommended vaccines. So next we are going to see the common cold. Common cold is caused by rhinoviruses. Yeah, rhinoviruses. See, which part it affects? It affects the nose, nasal cavity, and also the respiratory passage. But it is not affecting the infecting the lungs. See, this is very important difference between the common cold and the pneumonia. Pneumonia affects the lungs, but here it is not affecting the lungs. And what are the symptoms? Runny or blocked nose, runny or blocked nose, sneezing, sore throat, and also hoarseness of the voice. You can able to experience, you cannot able to speak, yeah, and also cough, headache, and tiredness. See, these symptoms usually they last for 3 to 7 days. Okay, how it is then transmitted? See, this virus spreads through droplets from coughing or sneezing, and also the contaminate objects such as pens, books, or cups, door knobs, or computer keyboards. Yes, and also by means of mobile phones. Okay, why did everyone use hand sanitizers during the COVID-19 pandemic? Why we used? Yes, to prevent the transmission through contaminated surfaces. And how to prevent these things? You should wash your hands frequently, avoid touching the face, and cover the mouth while sneezing, and also avoid close contact with the infected people. Okay, next we are going to see malaria and also the life cycle of Plasmodium. Yeah, see, we are going to study one of the most important disease in this chapter. That is this the malaria. Okay, what actually causes malaria? When I ask you like that, immediately you say mosquitoes. But mosquito is the real cause? No, mosquito is not the real cause. See, mosquito only carries the organism that causes malaria. Then how it is occurring? See, the actual disease is caused by a tiny protozoan parasite called Plasmodium. So, what is the causative agent of malaria? Yeah, causative organism. See, causative organism of malaria is a protozoan parasite called Plasmodium. And there are different species of this Plasmodium. One is the Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium malariae, and Plasmodium falciparum. So among these, Plasmodium falciparum, it causes the malignant malaria, which is the most dangerous form and can even be fatal if not treated promptly. So always remember, yeah, this is for your exam point. Yes, they will ask this Plasmodium falciparum. Always remember this. So next we are going to see the mosquito vector. It is a vector. It's not the causative way. Okay. So if a plasmodium causes malaria, then what is the role of this mosquito? We have a doubt, right? See, the female anopheles mosquito. Female anopheles mosquito, it acts as the vector. So what is a vector? A vector is an organism that carries a pathogen from one host to another without causing the disease itself. So it is not causing the disease to itself, but it is carrying from one host to the another. Only the female Anopheles mosquito spreads malaria, yeah, because it bites humans to obtain the blood for egg development. Okay, do male mosquitoes also spread malaria? No, the male mosquitoes feed mainly on plant juices and nectar. Okay, let's see the stages in the life cycle of Plasmodium. So what happens here? Let's see. This is the step one now, children. So in the step one, when an infected female Anopheles, this is the infected female Anopheles mosquito, it bites a healthy person. It injects the infectious stage of the parasite, yeah, called the sporozoids through its saliva. Yes. And then what happens in the next stage? So here, the sporozoids, yeah, the sporozoids, they travel through the bloodstream and they reach the liver. This is the human liver. They reach the liver. So inside liver cells, they multiply rapidly. And at this stage, what happens? The infected person usually does not show any symptoms. And in the next stage, here, yeah, RBC. So what happens here? So after multiplying in the liver, the parasite, it enters the bloodstream. What it does? It enters the bloodstream. So when it enters the bloodstream again and attack the red blood cells, RBCs. So inside the RBCs, they grow and multiply. And at last, what happens? The RBC burst. And now you may ask a question, then why does this fever occur? See, when the RBC ruptures, see here, when the RBC ruptures, so new parasite will be released and also a toxin pigment called hemozoin is released. So it is the hemozoin that causes the chills and high fever. Yeah. So this fever usually recurs every 3 to 4 days because the parasites in many RBCs mature and rupture almost simultaneously. Okay. And then what happens? Mosquito becomes infected. So now just imagine another healthy female Anopheles mosquito. So it is biting the infected person. So when it bites the infected person and while sucking the blood, it also takes in the malarial parasite. So now inside the mosquito, the malarial parasite, it undergoes the further development and they multiply. And finally, they become sporozoids. Yeah, they become sporozoids. You can able to see the sporozoids. Yes, the sporozoids again, and they move to the mosquito's salivary glands. They move to the mosquito's salivary gland. And the last stage here, what happens? The cycle is repeated. So when this infected mosquito bites another healthy person, the sporozoids enter, yeah, the new host, starting the cycle all over again. Okay, one important concept in this chapter is, see, this plasmodium, yeah, this plasmodium, it requires two hosts to complete its life cycle. So one is the human host and another one is the female Anopheles mosquito. This is a very important thing. See, in human, what happens? See, in human, the parasite multiplies in the liver and RBC. But in female Anopheles mosquito, further development occurs and sporozoids are formed. So without both hosts, the life cycle cannot be completed. And what are the symptoms of this malaria? Yes, what are the symptoms of this malaria? See, high fever, severe chills will be there, sweating will be there, headache, weakness, and also body pain. And also the fever, it appears at regular intervals. Why? Because of the synchronized rupture of the infected RBC. Okay. And why this RBC very important, children? Why these RBCs are very important? See, red blood cells are very important to our body. We know it is carrying the oxygen throughout the body. But when this plasmodium destroys many RBC, oxygen transport decreases. So what happens? Patients often they feel very sick, weak also, and also they may develop anemia. And what is the prevention of this malaria? See, mosquitoes spread malaria. So controlling mosquitoes, it should be the best preventing measure, right? Yeah. So first one is personal protection. So always use the mosquito nets while sleeping. Wear full sleeved clothes and also apply mosquito repellents. And then environmental control. Do not allow stagnant water to collect around the houses. And also clean water tanks and coolers regularly. And also keep the surroundings clean. Yes. And in your NCRT book, biological method is there. See, a fish called Gambusia, it feeds on the mosquito larva. So, introducing this Gambusia into ponds, it helps to reduce the mosquito population naturally. Okay, and then next, we are going to see the protozoan and helminth disease. So until now, we studied a disease caused by bacteria and viruses, and also one disease caused by the protozoan, that is the malaria. So let's learn three more important diseases which are caused by the protozoa and the helminths. Helminths nothing but worms. Okay. Can you tell me, can tiny worms inside our body really make us sick? Is it possible? Will it make us sick? Yes. See, even though they are small, they can live inside our body. They steal our nutrients, they damage organs, and also cause serious diseases. Let's see the first one, amoebiasis, is caused by a protozoan, Entamoeba histolytica. Yes. So where it lives in the large intestine of the humans. This parasite lives in the large intestine of the humans. It feeds, what it does, it feeds on the intestinal tissue and causes inflammation. Then how it spreads? See, a parasite, it leaves the body through the feces of an infected person. Now, just imagine a person, he's not washing his hands after using the toilet. So, this housefly, it sits on the feces and then land on uncovered food also. That is also another thing. And also the flies, they carry the parasite from feces to food. When another person eats this contaminated food or drink a contaminated water, what happens? This parasite enters the body. Yeah. And then this housefly, it acts as a mechanical carrier. They only carry the parasite from one place to another. The parasite does not develop inside the housefly. And what are the symptoms of this amoebiasis? See, the infected person may experience constipation, abdominal pain will be there, stomach cramps, and also stools containing excess mucus, and also blood in the stools. And this blood and mucus are present in the stool. That is why this disease is also called amoebic dysentery. And how to prevent it? Drink clean and safe water, wash fruits and vegetables, yeah, and also keep food covered and control house flies, very important, and also maintain personal hygiene. So next is the ascariasis. So ascariasis is caused by roundworm ascaris. Roundworm ascaris. So the adult worm, it lives inside the small intestine, and also they feed on nutrients from our food. So the egg of this ascaris, they come out through the feces of the infected person, and these egg they will contaminate the soil, water, vegetables, and fruit. And if we eat without properly washing all these things, the eggs will enter a healthy person body and develop into adult worms. And what are the symptoms of these things? The patients will have internal bleeding, and you can able to muscular pain will be there, and fever, anemia, and also blockage of the intestine. And if many worms are present, they may even block the intestinal passage, making digestion very difficult. So I think this you could have seen in some 2 to 3 years back one video. I think so many this ascaris worms were doctors were yeah, removing the worms from the intestine. Yes. And also how to prevent it. See, wash vegetables thoroughly, drink clean water, maintain sanitation, and wash hands before meals, and avoid open defecation. Yes. Next is the filariasis. So it is caused by two filarial worms, Wuchereria bancrofti and Wuchereria malayi. Okay. Yeah, Wuchereria bancrofti and Wuchereria malayi. So unlike this ascaris, these worms live in the lymphatic vessels. So this lymphatic vessels, what is the function of the lymphatic vessels? The lymphatic system helps to drain excess tissue fluid and supports immunity. So when the worms, when it blocks the lymphatic vessels, lymph cannot flow normally. As fluid accumulates, what happens? The affected body part becomes swollen. Yeah, in this picture you can able to see the swollen body part. Yeah. So why it is called as elephantiasis, children? Anyone can, yeah, just answer in comment box. See, the swelling becomes so severe. You can able to see this leg. You can compare both the legs. Yeah, the swelling becomes so severe that the affected limb it resembles the thick leg of an elephant. That is why this disease is called as elephantiasis. Now, just observe how the lower limb has become greatly enlarged. Why it is happening? Due to the blockage of the lymph flow. And which parts are getting affected? Lower limbs, and also the lymphatic vessels, and sometimes you can able to see the genital organs also. And it develops slowly over many years, and making it a chronic disease. And how these worms are transmitted? See, these worms are transmitted through the bite of female mosquito vectors. So unlike this malaria, yeah, so female mosquitoes transmit filariasis too, but we don't have a specific mosquito genus for these things. And what are the symptoms of this filariasis? Chronic swelling, thickening of the skin, and also enlarged lower limbs, a deformity. Yeah, it's deformed, no? And you're able to see it as a like this leg, no, it's deformed, and also difficulty in movement. And how to prevent it? Prevent mosquito breeding, use mosquito nets, and also keep the surroundings clean, avoid stagnant water, and also participate in the public health programs. So next we are going to see the ringworm and the role of hygiene. So we have studied disease caused by bacteria, virus, protozoan, and worms. But can fungi also cause disease in humans? Yes, absolutely it can. See, one common fungal disease is ringworm. One common fungal disease is ringworm. And despite its name, see, ringworm is not caused by a worm. It is caused by fungi. It's caused by fungi. And what is the causative organism? The ringworm is caused by fungi belonging to three important genera. One is the microsporum, and trichophyton, and epidermophyton. Microsporum, trichophyton, and epidermophyton. Yeah, remember these things. You can remember as MTE, right? MTE. And where does this ringworm occur? See, it affects the skin, nails, and scalp. And you can able to see in this picture. Yes, see, it is the appearance of a dry, scaly lesions accompanied by intense itching. Will have intense itching. And where it occurs actually, and why does this ringworm spread easily? See, just think about our climate. What happens when the weather is hot and humid? We sweat a lot, right? So this creates a warm and moist environment. And also this fungi, they grow very well under these conditions. That is why ringworm commonly develops in areas such as between the toes, yeah, and also the skin folds, and also the groin region. So heat and moisture is a best thing for the fungal growth. This is a very important NCRT point. Make a note, children. And how this ringworm is transmitted? See, ringworm can spread in several ways. A person may acquire the infection from contaminated soil, or it can also spread through direct or indirect contact with the infected person. For example, just imagine two children, yeah, or students sharing the same towel. If one student has ringworm, the fungus may get transferred to the other person. Similarly, like if people share towels, clothes, and combs, yeah, it increases the risk of transmission. Yes, and how to control it, and what are the personal hygiene? Yeah, why personal hygiene is so important? See, personal hygiene. It means keeping ourselves and the things we use clean, right? So what it includes? It includes keeping the body clean, drinking clean water, and eating clean food, and also washing fruits and vegetables properly. Yeah, and also maintaining the clean surrounding. And good personal hygiene, it reduces the chances of many infectious diseases. Next is the public hygiene. But is public hygiene alone is enough? Do you think? No. So imagine that you keep your house perfectly clean, but the surrounding area is filled with garbage and contaminated water. Can the disease still spread? Yes, of course it will spread. See, public hygiene is equally important. See, public hygiene, it includes like a disposal of waste, a disposal of excreta, and also cleaning and disinfection of the water reservoirs, and also maintaining pools, tanks, and cesspools, and also maintaining hygiene in public catering. So all these are very important. So let's have one important NCRT part here. Why hygiene matters? Yes, see, when we take this, it can be these are things can be prevented by maintaining proper food and water hygiene. So when the water is not hygiene, what will happen? It causes disease such as pneumonia, common cold. Yeah, so many things you can able to see. These are airborne diseases. So it requires additional precautions. We should avoid close contact with the infected person and sharing personal belongings with the infected person. When we take this this food or a waterborne disease, it can be prevented by maintaining proper food and water hygiene. Examples are typhoid, amoebiasis, and ascariasis. Yes. So next we are going to see a prevention and the control of infectious diseases. So when we see this, just think about important question: is treating a disease is enough? Do you think so? Is treating a disease enough? No. See, if we can prevent the disease from occurring in the first place, that is much better, right? So let's learn how this infectious diseases can be prevented and controlled. So the first one, we have to see the personal and public hygiene. So it is the first and simplest method is hygiene. So we should keep our body clean, consume clean food and drinking water. So at the community level, waste and excreta must be disposed of properly. And then water reservoirs, tanks, pools, and other public areas should be cleaned and disinfected. And then prevention of airborne diseases. Just to think about disease like pneumonia and common cold. How do they spread? They spread through water droplets and close contact, right? So apart from general hygiene, we should avoid unnecessary close contact with the infected person and also avoid sharing their belongings. Okay, next one is the vector control. Here you can see the vector control. So this is a very important group of diseases. One is the vector-borne diseases. So what is a vector? It's an organism that transmit a pathogen from one host to another. Mosquitoes are important vectors for diseases such as malaria, filariasis, dengue, and chikungunya. So if we want to control these diseases, we must control the vector. Next one, eliminate the stagnant water. And where do mosquitoes commonly breed? Yeah. See, we should not allow water to remain stagnant around our homes. For example, you should empty unused containers and also clean the household coolers regularly and also prevent water from collecting in the surroundings and always keep drains clean. So this reduces the mosquito breeding. And next one, use mosquito nets. So this is another simple method. Okay, so use mosquito net. So the mosquito may be carrying a pathogen, but if it cannot bite us, transmission can be prevented, right? So use mosquito nets. And then biological control by done by means of gambusia fish. So this gambusia fish, it feeds on the mosquito larvae. So introducing this gambusia into suitable ponds can help to reduce the mosquito larvae to reduce. Yeah. So this is a biological control. And next one is the insecticide. So insecticides can be sprayed in places like ditches, drainage areas, and also swamps. So this helps to control the mosquito breeding. And we can use wire meshes also. So this is another simple method, that is the wire mesh for the doors and windows. Nowadays we are having this right in our homes, so it prevents the mosquitoes from entering the houses. So these things are very important. And next one is the vaccination and immunization. So this is the most powerful method of disease prevention, vaccination. Yes, does a vaccine treat an infection after we get sick? Not exactly. See, vaccination is primarily a preventive measure. So it prepares the immune system to respond to a particular infectious disease. For example, we have smallpox vaccine. Yeah. So vaccination and immunization programs, it played a major role in the complete eradication of the smallpox. And also this was one of the greatest achievement of public health. And it has other disease like polio, diphtheria, pneumonia, tetanus. Yeah. All these we have vaccines. And next is the antibiotics and drugs. So prevention is important, but what happens when an infectious disease actually occurs? Medicines may be required, right? So the discovery of the antibiotics had made it possible to effectively treat many biological infections. Yes, antibiotics work against the bacteria, not viruses. Always remember this. Okay. So here are some four lines of defense. So first one is the hygiene. Stop transmission at the source. Next is the vector control. Stop mosquitoes and other vectors. Next is the vaccination. Yeah. Prepare the immune system before infection. And the last is the treatment. So always use appropriate medicines when diseases occur. Yes. Next, we are going to see. So let's have a quick revision. Some common diseases in humans. So before we move further, let's stop here. So what are these things I have given here? See, we learned about different pathogens and also disease caused by them. So instead just memorizing each disease separately, just connect them logically, children. You have to think what causes it and which type of pathogen is involved in it and how it is transmitted and what is the important feature or symptoms and what is the preventive measures. So all these diseases already we have seen, typhoid, pneumonia, common cold, malaria, amoebiasis, ascariasis, yeah, filariasis, ringworm, and vector also. Yeah, go through all these things, watch the full video, don't skip. This video will be very helpful for you. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment box. Yes, feel free to ask. I'll answer to you. Yes, we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.